family duty and betrayal's toll. As my father-in-law helped me with my dress, it suddenly slipped, unraveling everything in an instant. A tale of unexpected emotions and misunderstandings. That weekend, after dinner, an unsettling chill crept down my spine. I stepped into the shower, seeking solace in the cascading water. The bathroom felt suffocating. The warm water caressed my skin, a fleeting comfort that stirred deep emotions. Post-shower, I slipped into my soft beige dress, a V-neck with a long ribbon trailing down my back. I stepped into the bathroom, heart racing, to put it on. As I reached for the ribbon, it resisted, caught in a silent struggle. Despite my every effort, it remained trapped. Confusion washed over me as I scanned the room, desperate to call my husband for help. As I stepped into the bedroom, the soft glow beckoned me in. My father-in-law sat alone, his gaze fixed on the sound of my approaching footsteps. His gaze met mine, a flicker of surprise dancing in his eyes. "Where's your husband, Dad?" I inquired. My voice quivered with emotion. "Lucas has just left. Maybe just to grab a few essentials." "What's wrong?" His voice held a steady calm. I demanded my book. I was left with no choice. I spoke, heat rising in my cheeks. "The ribbon on my dress is caught. Pilanes, I need your help." He placed his teacup on the table, the weight of the moment sinking in. He rose and approached. "Let me see." His presence stood just behind me, the air thick with tension. His focus on helping seemed to intensify the atmosphere. He grasped the ribbon, pulling it softly, heart racing. "It's trapped in the plastic," he whispered, eyes wide with urgency. His grip tightened, desperation surging. A faint click pierced the silence. And then it all unfolded in an instant. The ribbon came loose with a soft snap. The ribbon dropped, a fleeting whisper at my feet. I was paralyzed, unable to move. In that instant, time seemed to freeze. A whisper of wind slipped through the window, adding to the stillness of the moment.
Hi all.
I'm Lana, 28. 3 years with Lucas, and every moment pulses with intensity. On the outside, our marriage appears flawless, a lovely home, secure careers, and a strong financial foundation. Lucas is a devoted family man, always there for me.
For me,
My career is blossoming, a canvas for my skills, where each day brings joy and fulfillment. My father-in-law shares our home. Mr. James, late 60s, a figure of strength wrapped in silence. He's a remarkable man I've always admired. He embodies the father figure, stepping in as a mediator during our conflicts with Lucas. Our battles center on the choice of having children. Lucas yearns for a vibrant family, filled with the joyous echoes of children's laughter. I'm just not prepared. I need to immerse myself in my career for now, to chase my dreams fiercely before embracing motherhood. This issue sparked endless conflict. Yet, those disputes only deepened our bond. Lucas's patience in persuading me was unwavering. I attempted to convey my thoughts. Following every clash, my father-in-law offered his quiet counsel. He believed, fiercely, that family means truly understanding one another. All can be mended in time. Grateful for him, Lucas and I understood each other deeply, always finding common ground. I believed our life would flow effortlessly just like that. Yet on a single night, everything transformed utterly. That day buzzed with the chaos of routine. At dawn, I rose before dawn, driven by the need to create a meal for my loved ones. Lucas cherished his simple breakfast. I rushed to prepare for work. My office job demanded unwavering focus, even if it wasn't overly stressful. The white blouse clung to me, the elegant trousers hugged my form, and the light high heels lifted my spirit. Before facing the long day ahead, I paused at a coffee shop, treating myself to one last latte. The office buzzed with an unusual intensity that day. Meetings piled up, leaving no room to breathe. I fought to manage each email, each report, finish tasks promptly. Yet I held on to hope, for this job was more than duty, it was my heart's desire. As the clock struck 5 p.m., I gathered my documents and walked away from the company, leaving everything behind. Stepping outside, the world shifted. The evening sunlight bathed everything in warmth, wrapping me in comfort after a long, exhausting day. I rushed into a nearby store, heart racing, desperate for fresh groceries. Today, I aimed to create a dinner that would bring us all together, a rare moment of comfort and connection for the family. Upon my return home, I dashed to the kitchen. Lucas was back. His laughter filled the room as he guided my hands to set the table. Steam rose from the hot chicken soup, the grilled salmon glistened, and vibrant vegetables awaited, a feast of warmth and color. My father-in-law emerged from his study, a satisfied smile spreading across his face as he beheld the dinner.
We
Came together. Laughter and banter filled the air as they shared the meal. Amidst the occasional clash over children, family dinners remained my most cherished moments. After what felt like a serene dinner, a shocking twist shattered the calm, altering everything forever. Post-dinner, a surge of restlessness pulled me to the toilet. The steaming water soothed the ache within me. Post-shower, I slipped into my beloved light dress, the zip glinting at the back. Standing before the mirror, I felt a surge of panic as the zip refused to budge, caught halfway. I tugged with all my might, yet it remained stubbornly still. I stepped into the living room, ready to seek Lucas's help. Yet the room lay desolate. I spun around and shouted, "Lucas, where are you?" Silence hung heavy in the air. My father-in-law glanced up from his book. Lucas stepped out for a bit. "What's the matter?" I paused, then spoke. "The zipper on my dress won't budge." "It won't budge. Pilanes, I need your help." He closed the book, rising to his feet. "Show me." He drew near. His gaze remained steady, unyielding. I shifted just a bit. Tilting my head, I offered him a sea-lana path to the zipper. His hand, unyielding and powerful. Fingers brushed the zip. "It's trapped in the threads," he murmured, struggling to relace it. With a sudden snap, the zip gave way under his pressure. The dress fell away, revealing everything. Abandoned, I stood there, paralyzed. We stood in shock. I stood frozen, unsure of how to respond. He spun around, heart racing. His voice trembled with remorse. "Forgive me. I never intended to." I snatched the dress, my hand shaking as I pulled it over my body. "It's all right, Dad, the dress. It just slips away," I whispered. Unknowingly, he retreated, fighting to hold onto his calm. "You handle it. Just wait for Lucas. He'll help." He spun on his heel and vanished, abandoned in the silence of the room. The air hung heavy, thick with tension.
My heart raced wildly.
We stood there, hearts racing, lost in a whirlwind of shame and uncertainty. That night, my mind was a whirlwind, lost in chaos. Mr. James's apologetic look haunted me. The weight pressed down harder. His thoughts were a mystery, deepening my anxiety. Lucas returned, oblivious to the chaos that had unfolded. His smile remained, words flowing with joy. Unaware of my turmoil, I forced a smile, but confusion gnawed at me from within. After that incident, Mr. James felt different, transformed. He had grown distant, the ease between us shattered, always dodging my gaze whenever our paths crossed in the house. It churned inside me, a tight knot of unease, yet words eluded me, leaving silence to amplify the tension. Yet, there were moments when our eyes met unexpectedly. His eyes hunted for a lost truth. I turned away, heart racing, fighting to keep my composure. My heart was a storm. His thoughts were a mystery, deepening my unease. I convinced myself that all would fade, that time would mend these unseen fractures. I was mistaken. That morning, I was drained. My throat burned with pain. My mind was a whirlwind. Feeling the warmth on my forehead, I realized a fever was creeping in. Lucas left for work, and I chose to take a day off. My father-in-law remained at home. As always, he lost himself in the study, surrounded by books and newspapers, consumed by his own world. I lingered in bed, lost in thought. Exhaustion consumed me. All I could do was chase sleep. Feeling the heat suffocate me, I fled to the living room, desperate for a breath of fresh air. In my plain pajamas, hair a tangled mess, I felt the fever drain the color from my face. As I stepped into the living room, Mr. James sat in a chair, his gaze locked on his phone, absorbed and distant. I whispered hello, but he remained silent. His gaze met mine, a silent storm brewing beneath the surface. His eyes had changed, stripped of their former warmth. "Do you feel sick?" he asked. His voice resonated with an unexpected depth. "Yes, I feel a bit warm." "I'm taking the day off," I said, forcing my voice to stay steady. He nodded, silence heavy between us. Yet his gaze held me captive, like a quest for meaning hidden in my reflection. That sensation twisted inside me, a deep, unsettling ache. I was on the brink of walking away, desperate to escape the suffocating tension. As I turned, his voice pierced the silence. "Lana, come closer. I have something to tell you." I paused, heart racing. A strange feeling made my heart race. "Mr. James rose, his gaze burning with resolve. Eyes locked on mine. The air thickened, suffocating and charged. My heart thundered in my chest. My blood is on fire. "Lana, you take my breath away," he whispered. His voice cut through the silence, deep and haunting. I froze, my legs betraying me, powerless beneath the weight of dread. A chill swept through me. His words sliced through me, each one a sharp pain in my chest. "Father." "What do you mean?" I asked, trembling, my voice quivering. Silence hung heavy in the air as he hesitated. He moved in, and with every step, the world around me felt tighter, suffocating. His gaze pierced through me, unyielding for a heartbeat. "Lana," he whispered, urgency lacing his voice. His voice was gentle, yet it carried an undeniable weight. "Will you let me see you again?" I stood frozen, the weight of the words crashing over me. My eyes widened, scanning his face for any hint of a joke. Yet he was not. His gaze pierced through me, rendering me utterly silent. "Father," I nearly screamed, struggling to hold it together. "How could you utter those words? Do you not feel a pang of sorrow for Lucas?" He halted, confusion etched across his features. His gaze was unwavering. "Lana, I can't understand what's happening to me." His voice trembled, a desperate whisper. "Ever since. You haunt my thoughts." I took a step back, fighting the pull between us. "Dad, you're completely mistaken. You're tearing this family apart. I'm your daughter-in-law." "I know. I understand." He cut in, his voice rising before it fell to a whisper. "I understand. I can't hold back this feeling."
Dad.
I screamed, my voice quaking, tears blurring my vision. "I can't take any more."
How can you say that?
"I can't believe it, Mr. James stood frozen, his gaze fixed on the ground, battling an unseen turmoil within. The air in the room weighed down like a Lanaden shroud. He sighed deeply, shoulders heavy with defeat. His voice was soft, yet it quivered with emotion. "Lana, I can't understand how it came to this. Forgive me. I can't deceive myself any longer." I remained frozen, overwhelmed and frantic, feelings crashing like a storm. My legs were frozen, paralyzed in place. He moved in, each step deliberate, weighed down by an unseen force. His gaze pierced through me, brimming with turmoil and an aching despair. I stumbled back, but the tiny table loomed, a barrier I couldn't escape. Trapped, with no hope of freedom. "I realize this is a mistake," he pressed on, his voice steady yet piercing. "This feeling terrifies me. I can't bear to cause you pain. But I can't stop thinking about you." My heart raced, threatening to burst from my chest. "Dad, do you even understand what you're saying? This can't happen. This isn't right. It will destroy everything," I sobbed, my voice heavy with despair. He halted before me, his gaze heavy with anguish. "I understand, Lana, I see it all. Yet, I understand there's no turning back. You sense it as well, don't you? His question cut through me, piercing my thoughts with brutal clarity. I couldn't believe it. Fighting the truth. Yet my body betrayed my will. His eyes begged for understanding. Not from pressure, but from a profound sense of helplessness and emptiness. In that instant, everything blurred. The house felt like a prison. Silence engulfed everything. With each step he took, the space between us vanished. I stood my ground. In a heartbeat, every unseen barrier between us shattered. When it ended, I sat in the chair, trembling hands betraying my fear. My heart races on. But now, it was not conflict that gripped her, but a profound, paralyzing fear. What had just occurred was unimaginable.
Mister.
James loomed before me. Shock flooded his eyes. Lana, he whispered, his voice trembling. Yet his voice trembled. No. I cut in, my voice shaking. Silence. No more words. I rose to my feet. My legs felt utterly powerless. I hurried towards the door, urgency driving my steps. My fingers grazed the doorknob. He spoke once more, his voice laced with anguish. Lana, forgive me. I'm so sorry. I kept walking, never looking back. I slipped away, the air thick with unspoken words. Tears fell, guilt and confusion consuming me. Confronting Lucas and John felt impossible after everything that had transpired. That night, I lay in bed, wide awake, haunted by thoughts. Haunting images, raw feelings, and whispered words consumed my thoughts. I questioned how everything had unfolded. How can we confront the truth from this point? Answers eluded us both, leaving a heavy silence between John and me. In the days that followed, a tempest raged within me. Telling Lucas everything haunted me. Yet, each time I thought about it, a wave of helplessness washed over me. If Lucas discovered the truth, everything would change. The bond between him and his father was irrevocably shattered. The sacred bond between father and son would be shattered for eternity.
I fought to hold it all in,
hiding the anguish and remorse. Yet it only deepened my sense of suffocation. It hit me, my only choice was to escape this place. I had to act, to shield my family from the brink of collapse. I began to map out my future, forcing a smile to mask the chaos within. I needed to hide my turmoil until I found the strength to speak my truth to Lucas. Each morning, I crafted breakfast. House transformed, dust and chaos banished.
She
Smiled, masking the storm within. Yet deep within me, I was resolute. One night, post-dinner, in the living room, the family surrounded me, and I held my breath, waiting for the right moment to break the silence. Lucas, I whispered, striving for steadiness. I need to share something with you. Lucas's gaze pierced through me, brimming with worry. What's the matter? Is everything okay? I inhaled sharply, desperately seeking peace within. We need to go. We can begin anew, far from here. I think it would benefit us both. Lucas froze, his lips pressing into a thin line. Shift. What's driving this sudden urge? We're holding on just fine. Is everything okay? Another deep breath filled my lungs, striving for a confident smile. Silence. It's simply, I craved a place just for us. I think it's time for us to go. Lucas's hand gripped my shoulder. His voice was grave. Lana, I can feel it. Something's off. You don't have to keep it from me. What's happening? Before I could answer, Mr. James descended the stairs, each step heavy with unspoken weight. He had caught every word of their exchange. Lana is correct. John spoke, his voice a quiet storm. Lucas, you both need to Lanave. You and Lana must carve out your own paths. I can't hold you here any longer. Lucas stared, shock etched in his eyes. But, Dad, I can't bear to say goodbye. I believe we can still find a way to thrive together, Mr. James said, a smile breaking through. His hand landed on my shoulder, a jolt of electricity sparking between us. I'm fine, really. I'm fine. You and Lana should choose what's best for your future. Lucas fell silent, his gaze deepening with emotion. At last, he exhaled deeply. If that's what you believe. All right, Dad, I'm in. I promise to come see you frequently. I kept silent, my gaze falling to the ground. Sadness washed over me, yet relief flickered like a distant light. Mr. James's motives were sea lana to me. He sought redemption, desperate to hold the family together. Night descended, and I stood by the window, a hollow ache consuming me. Leaving felt like the only choice, a truth I couldn't ignore. The pain and shame clung to me, relentless, no matter where I turned. My story carries a deep lesson. Every error starts with a fragile line crossed. A fleeting moment of despair. A fleeting lapse can unleash chaos beyond imagination. We all have our flaws. Confronting errors, embracing them, and making amends. That's everything. I hold my relationships close.